and the whole thing of like delineation, I know I have another video where I kind of was defending it because I do get the points of Black Americans. I'm not saying it's completely false, but I do think that the importance for Black Americans of delineation in this current climate, like where we have the rise in like the far right and Americans wanting to be so isolationist, is very problematic.
It's only problematic to the African diaspora and the Windrush babies, right? It's not problematic to continental Africans. It's not problematic to um, everyone that stay in their countries that consider that are darker hue people, right? So let's just correct that where it stands.
You don't see any other group of black people with their various separate, very different, very specific histories in their very different countries across Africa, across the Caribbean, across Europe, across Latin America. You don't see any other group of black people calling for delineation.
Well, that's a lie. Let me correct that where it stands as well. We have plenty of people that come and say that they me no black, me no black. Where do you think we get that from? Afro Latino, Dominican, Puerto Ricans, right? Me no black, papi. Come on, Caribbean people. Big Zoe, Rasta, Pasta, Bohemian. That bro, whenever they use their nationality, bro, that is a term of delineation, sir. Like the talking points this dude is bringing is fairly weak, and he really think he's saying something. That's the crazy.
Regardless of the fact that there are many, many, many different groups of black people that were enslaved, many, many different groups of black people that were colonized, that fought like horrific wars, that are still enslaved today. You don't see any of these other groups of black people calling for delineation in this way.
See, he mentioned black people having slavery in other places, right? But we're talking about a specific location in the United States of America, right? That's why I brought up Udi Pasadena juries, right? Dealing with borderlines and identity. So the black people in the Americas share the same culture. That's why we have the same ethnicity, which is black, sir. So at this point, it sounds like a cry for help. Like, carry on.
And if they do, so for example, let's say like in Africa, the Horn of Africa, like this idea that those people aren't black, that gets met with a lot of resistance a lot of times because that is rooted in anti-blackness. Now, do they have a different ethnicity? Sure, but ethnicity and race are not the same thing.
See, at this point, you all over the place. You're talking about the Horn of Africa, which most of them people don't even consider themselves black up there. What they got to do with black Americans in America? I'm sorry. Regardless of ethnicity and race, isn't the same thing. Ethnicity deal with culture, subgroup, right? So race is about how you look, right? But race is also a social construct, so it's about how you social yourself. So if I self-identify, right? Because they can self-identify in social, okay? So let's just stop there, right there. Where it's at. Leave that alone, sir. You all over the place.
So I think if it's a semantic issue where the words are being used interchangeably, that is kind of up to black Americans. Like if you call yourself black, no one's telling you not to call yourself black as your ethnicity. But if at the point you feel the need to like kind of differentiate between your heritage and your cultural identity as a result of, or as it relates to your experience in America and your heritage, etc., then Black American or African American. I'm not telling you what to say.
See, really, people like you are the problem. Want to get over here, get your nose all in our business, in our politics, right? And I can tell this what kind of person you are just by listening to you. You ain't gonna sit here with this taco beard on your face and try to suggest African American, which is a misnomer and a nom de guerre. A person that ran from their country to another person's country try to suggest something to people that's in their own country trying to fix what's wrong with them in their country. That make sense.
But the minute that you say, well, the word I've chosen is actually black, it's like if you said, oh, the word I've actually chosen is Romanian. Yep, I'm actually Romanian. We've just decided we're Romanian. So Romanians, when you come to America, you can't be Romanian because I'm Romanian. Do you see how that's like the word isn't gentrifying and the word isn't colonizing, but the word is like kind of monopolizing a word. and it again has this undertone of like oppression Olympic.
So my thing is, if anyone had the right to monopolize or turn black, who you think it'll be? Yeah, Black Americans. Then you use a nationality and compare it to a race, right? Very disingenuous because I know that you know it's a difference between nationality, race, ethnicity, right? So at this point, you're creating your own arguments. You're trying to create an argument and you're trying to make it a winnable argument for you. But you still lose because I'm calling you out on your bullshit.